Hello everyone, my name is Millionaire Williams and I'm with the Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of Commerce. And here today I have the pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Anthony Harvey, who is the chairman of the Minority Services Business Committee here at the Chamber of Commerce. Hello Anthony and welcome.
Thank you.
And without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and give these questions, do what we came to do, and I'd like to know, what is Med Day?
Med Day. Med Day stands for Minority Enterprise Day, and it is a celebration of the outstanding achievements that minority businesses have done here in Onslow County and their contribution to the economic stability of Onslow County. Now, the Jacksonville Onslow County Chamber of Commerce patterns its celebration of Med Day after the National Med Day Celebration Week that happens in Washington, D.C. That celebration has been going on since 1983, and it has been supported and proclaimed by every president since 1983. The U.S. Department of Commerce and the Minority Business Development Agency is the one that support or host the National Med Day Week in Washington, D.C.
I see. And when did the Chamber first celebrate Med Day?
Well, the Chamber first started celebrating Med Day in October 2006. At that celebration, the format took on the concept of a keynote speaker. Now, the keynote speaker was sent to us from the regional office of the Minority Business Development Agency out of Atlanta, Georgia.
I see. And has the event changed since the first celebration of Med Day?
Yes, it has. Originally, we just had the keynote speaker. But in 2007, we added an award to the celebration, in addition to the keynote speaker. And the first awardee was Mr. Hank Thomas of Town. He was the owner of Town Place Suites and Inns and the Fairfield Inn and Suites. That year also, we added vendors to the celebration. The vendors were able to exhibit their products and their services and be able to interact with the attendees at the celebration. And then in 2008, in addition to Entrepreneur of the Year, we added a female Entrepreneur of the Year. And this year, the female Entrepreneur of the Year will be LaDonna McAllister of SNL Communication, and the male Entrepreneur of the Year will be Mr. Jim Rudy of Fast and Clean Incorporated. Now, we have also a Business Advocate of the Year. Now, this year, the Business Advocate of the Year is a surprise. So you have to be at the event to find out who our Business Advocate of the Year will be.
So, audience, you hear that, because at the end, we're going to give you all the information, where you need to go, who you need to talk to, so keep that in mind. So you've got to see who our surprise Advocate of the Year will be.
Yes. And
as far as the sponsors of Med Day, who have been some of your sponsors?
In the past, the sponsors vary from year to year. But in the past, we've had sponsors. One of our sponsors has been Coastal Carolina Community College. We've had Dyson Solutions and Town Place Suites and Inns. Now, this year in the 2009 celebration, Town Place Suites and Inns are our major sponsor. Coastal Carolina Community College is another sponsor. BB&T is a sponsor, and Wachovia Bank, a Wells Fargo company, is also a sponsor.
I see. So it appears to me it's quite obvious that each year there's growth, there's expansion. As you shared already, your sponsorship has grown, and I have had the privilege to attend all of these Med Day events, and I've actually seen the growth myself from the actual attendees and the support of the community here in Onslow County. And along with it, how has the celebration of Med Day been supported by the Onslow community overall?
Well, I think it's been supported very well. The Jacksonville Onslow County Chamber of Commerce has attracted local businesses and businesses in the area, a lot of those businesses in the area. And in addition to that, civic leaders have supported it, government elected officials, and other businesses emerging and established entrepreneurial businesses have definitely supported the celebration. So it's getting larger and larger every year.
I see. And does Med Day have a theme? Does it remain the same? How is that handled?
Well, the theme, we pattern ourselves after the National Med Day Week, as I mentioned earlier, and we keep the same theme that is celebrated in Washington, D.C. in the National Med Day Week. This year, our theme is energizing the American economy with minority business enterprises.
I tell you, I'm impressed. And I get impressed every year that this event takes place because, as I shared earlier, I've attended each event and I've seen the networking that has taken place. I've seen the relationships that have been formulated, new businesses in the area, and this is a great forum for them to be part of that. And I know the audience is really wondering, after we're sharing all this information, how does one register? Who do you contact? Is there a fee? All these pertinent questions that if I want to be involved, if I'm a vendor, I own my business, I have a product and or service, how do I get to Med Day and be a part of this great celebration?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. The general public attending the event, there is no cost for the general public to come in and get a wealth of information about being a minority business or going into business. But if you're a vendor and you want to display your product or your services, there is a fee. Being a chamber member, the fee is only $25 to set up a booth. If you're not a chamber member, then the fee is $35 to set up a booth where you can share your product and your services with the attendees.
So it sounds like it would be incumbent upon someone to become a chamber member.
Yes, by all means.
Absolutely. And along with that information as far as the cost for the non-chamber member and the chamber member, where will this great event take place this year?
Well, this year, the event has grown every year. And this year, because of the anticipated attendance, we've had to move to the Onslow County Multipurpose Building on Highway 258. And the address is 4024 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Now, the actual event starts at 8 o'clock. You will be able to interact with our vendors and discuss their products and their services, ask questions. But the actual program starts at 09 or at 9 a.m. And the keynote speaker will start the program. Now, our keynote speaker for the day, we got a special person that's going to be our keynote speaker. Her name is Miss Edith McLeod. She is the Associate Director of Management for the Minority Business Agency headquarters in Washington, D.C. And she's bringing a whole lot of good information with her, so you definitely want to be a part of that.
Awesome. I tell you, that is just phenomenal to think that Jacksonville, Onslow County, we now have a guest speaker from Washington, D.C. coming. And, that just lets me know that the growth of this community is evolving and just continuously moves in a place where, it allows people to know that, number one, we're on the map here in Jacksonville, Onslow County, and to know that the public can get to see the things that are going on inside of this community and the involvement and the support from community, as you stated, elected officials, civic groups, all the businesses just coming together and really moving this county forward. It's really an exciting time to live here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, because to just see the growth, it's just phenomenal.
Yes,
it really is. It really is. And just to reiterate to all of you, I have had the opportunity to sit here and interview Mr. Anthony Harvey, who is the chairman of the Minority Business Services Committee here at the Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of Commerce. And we have talked about Med Day, which is Minority Enterprise Development Day. It will take place October 22nd at the Onslow County Multi-Purpose Building, located at 4024 Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. The program expo begins at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then we will have the keynote speaker from 9 a.m. and the remainder of the program till 2 p.m. For additional information, for you to get registered for this event as a vendor, and remember, as Anthony shared with us, it's free for those that just want to attend. But for the event, to contact information, to become a registrant, you would call Mrs. Linda Richardson who is here at the Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of Commerce. She is a Minority Business Services representative. Direct phone number would be 910-347-3141, extension 244, or you have the opportunity of reaching her by email, lrichardson@jacksonvilleonline.org. And I would just like to say, Anthony, it has been my pleasure to sit here and have you talk with us today and share with our audience about Med Day and to just let people know what we're doing here in Jacksonville. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony.
Thank you for having me.